So I always believe that if you give more than what you are paid for, there will be a time that you will be paid more than what you deserve. So my name is Megha Mukhija. I'm Chief Dietitian and founder at Mania. And this is not the only venture that I have done. I have done a couple of other ventures in my college time as well. Wow. And which most of the people don't know about, because only the people who were connected to me during the college time know about. People now see me as a success. People now see me as a successful someone coming from health background. Yes. But I was also somebody connected to digital marketing. My soul was so much connected, and it has helped me grow my brand, because I was very connected with social media marketing, and it only started back in 2010-11. This boom was just starting, and I was there, and I've seen, and at that point of time only organic marketing existed. So I've seen that phase. I have grown through that, and it has helped my venture. It has helped my to grow to a next level. Correct. So I'll share my journey in detail, with you. So when I was graduation in 2011 from Lady Irwin College, Delhi University, that Lady Irwin College is famous for classes from 8:30 to 5 o'clock. The same that you have a job, exactly the same 8-9 hours of classes. Yeah. But then how DO is, we get a lot of offs, we have vacations. Post 5 o'clock. And I have, all my life I have been a night owl. So I always thought I had a lot of time after college, and I could utilize that time. So in a couple of months, I realized that I do have a lot of time. Let me do some internship kind of thing. I couldn't do internship in my field in nutrition, because, nutrition, medical industry needs, a good qualification to do an internship also. We cannot do an internship in a very initial phase, because body is a too complicated process to handle. Right. So I couldn't do my field internship. So I thought of joining an NGO, which was Leaders for Tomorrow, which was also a very famous NGO back then. And while I was doing my internship, I also didn't realize that I had social media. And people started calling me. They gave me a tag. ये तो social media ही है, चलती फिरती. She's an encyclopedia. She's social media. And I didn't realize I had a strong bent over there, and they made me social media head in a couple of months. Oh. So I was the marketing. I had organic marketing ideas. I was involving other students. I was one of the few people who made campus brand ambassador thing also very popular, because I thought this is a very great idea to go ahead and do that. So then Leaders for Tomorrow, there was a time in a couple of months that I was associated with 4-5 brands at one point of time. Okay. So I had 3-4 doing internships. Some of them were paid, some of them were unpaid. Since I was associated with Star India Private Limited, Micromax, I thought they're very good brands. Even if they're not paying, I'm getting some experience out of it. I'm learning. So I did my internship for good number of months, and then there was one vacation wherein I was going through social media, and I applied for an internship, and it was with Times Group. So Times Group back then had a tea lab wherein they used to fund startups. So one of the startup I went there, and I did an offline internship, full-time internship over there. It was an eye-opener. It was it was a paid internship. I was paid well. It was a nice internship. I made a difference there, and they realized I'm making a difference. And therein, while doing that internship itself, there were like 6-7 startups there. We got more projects. So there was one friend of mine. We both, went ahead and made a small kind of, not register or something, just for fun, because back then we were students, not, 2012, it was not very much mature. So we made a, small, maybe we opened up a joint account. We made a small digital marketing agency, and we started doing marketing for a lot of brands. And we were very famous. And then my graduation was over by then, and we were running a good digital marketing agency. We were earning well. All our peers were always jealous. They don't have time for us, because we literally didn't have time for our friends, because we were busy building a brand. We were busy earning money and managing our studies. So by my graduation was over, I had a job in hand, which was very, very big, but I had in mind that I have to do something in the health industry. I have to help people. It is not about earning money. Earning money, if I go into this digital marketing thing, I definitely will earn money. And it is something I love. but I want to make a difference to the society. And actually, when with the subject I'm studying can help me do that better.
Correct.
So I scaled down my business, and I focused more on my post graduation. And during the post graduation also, we were running my company. We hired more staff, but we were doing work.
The digital marketing company.
Digital marketing business. But after the post graduation, it was very hectic because I joined a hospital. First of all, I was working with Ministry of Health. It was also hectic. Then I joined a hospital, which was so therein I realized that I cannot continue this digital marketing anymore, because two different fields. It is very pressing. So I took my co-founder that let's either you just run it on yourself, you just take it over, or maybe if you want to go ahead and do something with your life, you do it, because I cannot take any more projects. So we completed all the pending projects, and we took a break from that industry, like a sort of break I took from that industry. And I was doing a hospital job. A couple of months in my hospital job, I realized कि अब ये तो difference make नहीं कर रही मैं, अब तो कुछ और नया करना है. Not my goal. I belong to a business family. Okay. So I have not seen anyone in my family do jobs. So this is not where I lie. So I have to do something different. So though I was very well settled in my hospital job, out of all my peers, I was getting better salary, better position, better work timings, everything was good. But then I couldn't stop. I had the, you can say कि कीड़ा था दिमाग में कि हाँ कुछ और करना ही है. But and there was a day, because कभी college में मैंने किसी lecture में किसी teacher को बोला था कि I want to be an entrepreneur, something related to food and health sector. So by chance की बात है, I was in a conference which I went जब मैं hospital में job कर रही थी with my colleagues. And therein that teacher of mine met me, and she told me, what are you doing? So I said, 6-7 months I'm doing a job. And she was like, no, you told me you wanted to be an entrepreneur. Why are you not working towards your goal? Why are you diverted from your goal? You should always work on your goals. I constantly during the leftover part of conference and the coming back and the whole night, I was thinking, yeah, this was not what I thought. I have to do something. And then the idea of opening up a clinic came in my mind. But my job, had an agreement that I cannot do a private practice. Oh. So with that resignation in my pocket and with one letter of seeking permission that I want to open up a clinic, I went to my medical director and I told him that this is the letter. If you allow me to open up a clinic, I am seeking permission to open up a clinic. And in my mind, I was very clear. If he says no, I have the resignation and I'll resign. And luckily he said yes. So along with my hospital, in the evening I was then doing my clinic. And initially because no business flourishes overnight, and since I had the marketing background, I was very, very sure that I have to protect Health Mania as a brand. So before starting up clinic, before putting up the board, I got all my company trademark registered, everything registered, and I got all the procedures done. I made a good social media presence at that point of time, because it was start of my business. I had to make people aware that I'm doing something like this, and I opened up my clinic. And when I did this morning job and evening clinic, there was a time initially that I had no clients. Obviously there was no marketing initially. So there was a time, and I was thinking कि शायद मैंने गलत कर लिया. I'm torturing my body, working so many hours. Next day I have to go to the hospital. But then I didn't lose hope. My family was also very supportive. So I continued. I was sitting at clinics. धीरे धीरे clients आने लग गए. इतने clients आने लग गए कि मैं फिर hospital manage करने की सोच भी नहीं सकती थी. So I quit my job. 24-hour resignation दिया, क्योंकि इतने clients थे तो extreme. मुझे अगर 13 hours भी clinic पे बैठ जाती तो continuous I had clients. अच्छा. And international clients as well, and which came organically via website. मतलब उसमें और word of mouth से चल रहा था. उस टाइम paid marketing कुछ भी नहीं करी थी. And then I quitted my job. 24-hour resignation दिया. Full time clinic किया. Then started one more branch, because मुझे लगा कि इस area बहुत लोगों को बहुत दूर से travel करके आना पड़ता था. So I make it more accessible. So वो किया, and organically FirstCry reached me out, and I was a panelist there. एक ऑस्ट्रेलियन कंपनी के साथ में मेरा टाई अप हुआ, तो आई डिड a franchisee kind of model Health Mania हमने वहाँ किया. So a lot of things happened, and now I can say down the line I started my clinic somewhere around end of 2016 and July 2016, and now I can say that we have flourished. I have more than you can say 30 to 100 clients, which every client out like 8 to 10 consultations. So you can, see the number of consultations already done.
Yes.
And till last 2 months, before last 2 months, it was only me handling it. But now I've grown my team. I have more dietitians on board because I cannot, handle all the clients alone. So we have more dietitians on the team now. And we plan to grow more. We plan to get into a franchisee model because then people work wholeheartedly. So we are planning that. And I have a lot of international clients. I could say that, most part of world I have covered. I've, e-consulted a lot of people, and I have, over time, I have also realized that, the most of the people who are coming to me in my specialization automatically became food allergies and autoimmune disorders because with the result were miraculous, and people, you give somebody a very good result, they do word of mouth. So by, because of that, now currently like 70 to 75% of my cases are related to allergy. People who are have skin allergies, blisters, bleeding blisters, and arthritis and such problem wherein doctors only give steroids and don't have any proper treatment in medical industry mein, they come to me. I do not give them any sort of medicine. Supplements, if needed, we might give them, but via diet, via food. And it is not a very crash diet ki khana nahi diya ya kuch ayurveda type concept kar diya ki matlab bahut restrictive diet ho gayi. But yes, proper superfoods and stuff, and diagnosing their allergies. I have treated so many cases successfully now that people trust me more than doctor at this point of time. So agar wo koi medicine lete hain na to mujhe call karte hain, kya hum le le, hame doctor ne likhi thi. So phone is always buzzing with so many messages. When I was working at my hospital, and even if I'm working in my company, I give my 110%. So I always believe that if you give more than what you are paid for, there will be a time that you will be paid more than what you deserve. So I have always given 110% of mine in whatever I have done. In all the past ventures that I have done, I've done a lot of technical blogging also in the past. So whatever I've done, all throughout my college years or right now, it was always wholeheartedly, never half-heartedly.
Right. That's a very good point that you have mentioned.
I will never make it in a hurry, or I will never make it in a way wherein it will not help that person. Yeah, copy paste kar diya kisi ka. So it will never happen because whatever I do, I'll put my 100% in it. Yeah, so this helped me. So when I started my page, there was a lot of celeb moments, a lot of celebrities commenting, liking, commenting on the recipes I was posting. And, this was when I was not running any PPC or any paid, advertisement. It was all organic. And, this helped me scale up and get good clients. So I got a lot of models, celebrities, politicians due to that, and which definitely helps you grow.
Yes. So were there any initial struggles that you faced when you started your brand in 2016?
A lot of struggles. I'm a person who actually, remembers the good part and forgets the bad part. I just keep the learning. But there have been times wherein people, when a brand grows, there are a lot of people who are jealous of you. There are a lot of competitors who, are envious of you doing well because they have been in the industry from, long time, and you just entered and you are blowing them away. So there have been time when my page was copied, my content was copied, I saw other people using. So then I had to seek legal action against them, take a legal action against you if you don't put down that. There have been an instance wherein I found a company hiring a dietitian named Megha and proclaiming that this is Megha from Health Mania, and they were into business from like 3-4 months, and they were misguiding people, and I got to know this from a lot of my patients. So when I got like 5-6 patients saying that they have been misguiding, then I had a face off with them, and I told them that this is not right, though I don't have a legal proof, but I will definitely take a legal action if you don't stop this. So then they backed off, and then they stopped claiming that. So there have been a lot of instances, a lot of challenges in terms of people copying my accounts, struggle on that part. But then that's a part and parcel of life. I have one policy. If you see my social media, I do not post before after photographs, never, because being in the medical industry, we should maintain a doctor-patient confidentiality. And even if it is weight loss, if I put a before after photograph of somebody, I'm not motivating anyone. I'm putting them in a negative pressure. If somebody wants to do it from their heart and soul, even if it is weight loss, they'll do it. But if I'm putting up, before after pictures, in 3 months you can do that, in 2 months you can do that, I'm putting them under a negative pressure, and everybody will not respond the same. Correct. So that negative them mental trauma. So I'm totally against that. Even if, people nowadays, I've seen doctors also doing that before after photographs, some of the doctors, but I'm totally against that. If you're giving good results, you'll get good clients even if you don't post before after pictures. We should post something meaningful for the people which can help them, and we have to be very in the social media. Then we have to be very careful. Since I was from the industry, तो मैं तो कुछ भी crap post करके बहुत सारे followers बढ़ा सकती थी, but I knew that I did something ethical. मैं कुछ ऐसा बोल रही हूँ बेनिफिशियल एंड उसका कुछ साइड इफेक्ट भी होता हो जो मैं क्लैरिफाई नहीं कर रही, जैसे कुछ डाइटिशियंस करती हैं, सो इट माइट गिव समबडी साइड इफेक्ट. सो मेरा पहला मोटो था कि मुझे ह्यूमैनिटी को ऊपर रखना है. एनीबडी इफ समबडी कम्स टू मी एंड आई टेल देम कि हाँ ये नहीं होना चाहिए, ये तो आपको कराना ही पड़ेगा, सो उसमें कोई मनी मेकिंग माइंडसेट नहीं होगा. जो उनके लिए राइट होगा ना वही आई विल स्पीक, बिकॉज अदरवाइज तो मैं अपनी जॉब कर लेती जो मुझे मिल रही थी आफ्टर द कॉलेज. अगर मैं तो फेल कर जाती. मैंने 2-3 years मोर स्टडी करी है, और आज भी व्हेन संडे मंडे इज माय ऑफ, Sunday is spent solely on studying. Monday I keep it as an off and I go out. Sunday I do courses, I do CMEs, I read books, I advance myself. So I am here to make a difference. So money making is a part. उसके साथ में side by side आ रहा है, but the sole purpose is money making. Ethics is more important to me.
I'm pretty sure in COVID also it didn't have much impact on your business. I mean, you started consulting online and offline. Was there any other impact that you...
तो मुझे प्रॉब्लम नहीं हुई, बट हाँ कुछ. सो अब जिनको आदत थी क्लिनिक पे आने की, सो ह्यूज चंक वाज आल्सो कमिंग टू क्लिनिक. ऑनलाइन वाले तो इंडिया से बाहर के, दिल्ली से बाहर के फॉर श्योर थे, बट जो नियर विसिनिटी में वो तो आते थे, नोएडा से, गुड़गांव से आते थे, वो तो इतनी दूर दूर से ट्रैवल करके पीपल यूज्ड टू कम टू मी. मतलब आई यूज्ड टू सिट एट क्लिनिक 10:30 PM समटाइम्स. So not sometimes, I would say more, very frequently. I used to sit at 6 o'clock and I used to get up at 10:30. तो ऐसा भी होता था. So people were coming from far away places and I was consulting them one on one. तो जब COVID आया तो initially we all had no idea ना कि इतना लंबा चला जाएगा pandemic. तो 15-20 it was all fun. I did a COVID का course में भी कोई ज्यादा डिटेल नहीं थी क्योंकि वर्ल्ड में किसी के पास कोई डिटेल नहीं थी. And it was all playing games and stuff. And I was telling people, ठीक है 15-20 days बाद जाएगा ना तो let's meet. But then the lockdown extended and we realized it is not going any soon and it will take a bad shape. So I told people that I'll consult completely online. So people who were already consulting online had no issues.
No problem.
The new clients on board had no issues, but the previous clients were always pressing me कि आप clinic आओ. So I started like 2 times a week or 3 times a week. मैंने कुछ महीने किया, but then I myself got COVID and then I realized को फैमिली से और अपनी हेल्थ से पहले तो कुछ नहीं आता. सो आई गो कम्प्लीटली ऑनलाइन. अभी भी बहुत प्रेशर है कुछ क्लाइंट्स का कि नहीं, वी वांट टू मीट यू इन पर्सन, इट हैज बेटर इम्पैक्ट, बट आई टेल देम लेट्स डू अ वीडियो कॉल. बट सॉरी, आई एम नॉट कमिंग टू क्लिनिक अंटिल आई फील कि हाँ सिचुएशन इज एब्सोल्युटली अंडर कंट्रोल.
Since you have such busy schedule, so do you ever feel stressed, and how do you manage it if you do?
So there was a time, when the business was flourishing and there were clients, too many clients I couldn't handle. So it was becoming stressing at that point of time. And I was, मुझे लगने लग गया था कि मैं अपना पैशन का जो लव, जो पैशन, जो फील्ड के लिए पैशन है ना, वो खो दूंगी because it is, too pressing. I'm working till very late at night. And I have no routine for myself. So there was a time when I'm blessed to have good friends, entrepreneur friends. You say what you are is what company you have in, what school you live in. So I have good entrepreneurial friends, all business minded. So one of my friends suggested that you should switch off. You should do a work timing, and uske baad you should switch off your phone, or keep it in a drawer if you cannot switch off your phone, and hire an assistant. She should be handling if there is any emergency case, and then you should get a call on your personal number. And therein when he advised me, I realized कि हाँ ये तो बहुत अच्छी advice है. I have to restrict my timings, and I increased post 10 PM. I will not be available at call at all. And I purchased a new phone, a new number, personal number, जो बहुत close 20-25 people को ही दिया, so that only I have the family time intact and I'm only working in the. And then Sunday Monday off भी बिल्कुल strict कर दिया कि Sunday Monday तो I will not speak to anybody. Otherwise it was like अगर call आ गई तो ले ली, but now it is very strict कि Sunday Monday is off.
Correct.
So this give me mental peace. तो अगर stress होता भी है तो वो पता है कि 5 days के बाद it will settle down.
What do you think, in your opinion, are the biggest challenges for a small or a medium scale business, since you have run 2, right, from digital marketing and then to Health Mania. What do you think?
Then
That's
in
the biggest
between
challenge?
there are 3 more startups which failed at a very initial stages. तो ड्यूरिंग कॉलेज टाइम सिर्फ डिजिटल मार्केटिंग नहीं, इसके अलावा और भी बड़े सारे वेंचर्स में ट्राई किया है. वन वाज लाइक इन इवेंट मैनेजमेंट फर्म, वन वाज रिलेटेड टू मोबाइल एक्सेसरी China. So did a thing which failed with a lot of people because any small or medium enterprise, we cannot run a business all alone.
Yes.
What I'm doing right now also cannot be run all alone. Ultimately, I had to grow my team. So we have to be very cautious of what we are, bringing on board. So who our co-founder is, do our thinkings and vibes match? Because अगर हम अपनी company के बीच में fight करते रहेंगे, तो we won't be able to grow. So who you are bringing on board, whosoever you are giving your stake, the company's stake, it has to be, and even if it is an employee, because they also do bring a considerable difference to the company, we have to be very cautious who we are hiring. Are they passionate enough? And what they bring on the table, are they honest and loyal to you? So if we keep all those stuff in place, and sometimes the person is loyal, but it is not a good, that person is not a good asset to the company. So we have to realize who the good asset and bad asset could be to our company. Right. And the people who work with us, the people who work for us actually matters. So any medium or small industry, they should choose their co-founder. If it's anybody who who is holding a stake in the company, very cautiously. It is not always about the money they bring in. It is not always about the skill they have. It is a lot about the synchronization you have between your team. Otherwise you'll fight it off, and in no time the company will not exist anymore. So I think since I have been there and you are doing digital marketing, and that point of time तो इतना important नहीं था, but अब तो crux है किसी भी business के लिए digital marketing, social media marketing and paid marketing भी अब बहुत important है, because organic अब आपको कुछ नहीं मिलेगा, because वो तो social media की boom का start था 2011 वाला phase, तो तब चल गया. But I would say that anybody who's setting up a new business or doing something, they need reach. And अब हम जाके pamphlet या flyer बांट के offline marketing से reach या customers नहीं ला सकते, because pamphlet एक घर में जाएगा and they might throw it up. So देखेंगे भी नहीं, newspaper से ऐसे निकाल के फेंक देंगे. So it is important that your digital presence is very much there on all platforms, because LinkedIn की अपनी audience है, Twitter की अपनी audience है, Instagram की अपनी है, Facebook की अपनी, और हर कोई एक ही digital platform को ज्यादा use कर रहा होता है, बाकी को नहीं use कर रहा है. चाहे होगा हर जगह, but to be, I think people should hire agencies like you, or they should have a digital marketing team in place in house to grow as a brand. And अगर कोई post डल रहा है तो वो हर जगह डलना चाहिए, awareness अच्छी होनी चाहिए. Paid marketing आपको देखना पड़ेगा कि आपकी target audience कौन से platform है, और उस पे paid marketing भी करनी चाहिए, because जो अब brand आएंगे वो struggle करेंगे initially, because अब market बहुत flooded है. Correct. तो अब organic marketing उनसे possible हो नहीं पाएगी. So you are doing a good job, doing digital marketing, and this interview series to inspire people is another good effort of yours. And I think people who are building up brands should also think about this, कि दो चीजें होनी चाहिए एक प्रोजेक्ट के लिए, कोई भी एक कंपनी के लिए, कि एक पार्ट तो हमारा वो हो गया जिसमें हम अर्न करते हैं, बट एक सोशल इनिशिएटिव जरूर होना चाहिए, जैसे आपने लिया और जैसे हेल्थ मेनिया ने लिया. तो ड्यूरिंग द कोविड टाइम, सिंस द डे कोविड स्टार्टेड, I haven't charged any COVID patient. So COVID consultations were free. जिस टाइम उनको कोविड ऑल फ्री. एंड आई थिंक देयर वाज अ टाइम जब हम काउंट कर रहे थे, डेटा बना रहे थे, तो हम 1200-1300 तक पहुंच गए. तो उसके बाद तो हमने डेटा बनाना भी छोड़ दिया, बहुत टफ हो गया. बट एनी सॉर्ट ऑफ anybody needed was free. And there was a time वो कोविड वाली ड्यूरेशन में कि I didn't took any off. Sunday, Monday was working. I was always on phone because I wanted to help as many people as I could, because COVID really भी torture समय लोगों को. अब तो चलो फोबिया नहीं है, बट उस टाइम पे फोबिया बहुत there were a lot of बहुत था. So as a social initiative at back then, I completely gave my consultations for free. Though मैंने digital marketing को बहुत popularize नहीं करा, because already word of mouth से जितने cases आ रहे थे वो भी संभाल
मुश्किल हो रहे थे.
हाँ, तो initially एक दो post डाले, but then we backed off कि हम इसके related कोई post नहीं डालेंगे, because already we are neck full with the clients, the free clients. So this is what I did, for this as a social initiative. And every company should have a social initiative. चाहे वो कोई भी हम brand, अभी भी एक दो अच्छे ऐसे ब्रांड्स हैं जो ट्री प्लांट करते हैं व्हेन वी बाय देयर प्रोडक्ट. सो ऐसा ये फोकस, ऐसा कुछ ब्रांड बिल्ड करना जिसका एक सोशल एंगल भी हो ना, ये पॉपुलैरिटी गेन करता है, बिकॉज यू गेट बेटर ऑडियंस एंड मोर ऑडियंस एंड लॉयल. इंटेंशनली आल्सो वी शुड डू सम सोशल इनिशिएटिव. हमने अपना भी बेनिफिट कर लिया एंड सोसाइटी का भी बेनिफिट कर लिया. जब तक कोविड नहीं था, कैंप्स लगा के, फ्री टेस्ट करके, फ्री कंसल्ट करके सोशल इनिशिएटिव करते थे. कोविड में कोविड कंसल्ट फ्री करी, तो उससे मुझे भी ये बेनिफिट हुआ कि जिसको मैंने कोविड में फ्री कंसल्ट करा, वो अल्टीमेटली पोस्ट कोविड भी तो कोई ट्रीटमेंट चाहिए,
बिल्कुल
तो वो पेड most of the cases mein. So this is how social initiatives help you. I'm being very honest about it. This is how social initiatives help you. Yes. And I think every company, every small and medium scale company should do a social initiative. Yes. Whatever they think should be appropriate according to them.
Very, very beautiful words that you have said in the end, and we would like to end our interview with this as well, that we keep taking from the society. It's very important that we also play our part and give something to them. So
right,
thank you so much, Dr. Megha, for sparing us some time, for joining us today, and for sharing such beautiful thought and your beautiful journey with us. I'm pretty sure it is going to reach a lot of people, and a lot of people learn from what you have gone through and how you have built your brand. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.